tattoos. When I love squad members, I can't act cool. Hey, young, it's your beat. Nothing lasts forever, I don't got tattoos. I love squad members, I can't act cool. I like my bitches short and thick and ain't gotta act rude. She won't treat me like I'm the rest, cause I ain't that dude. I see some things as a child that change my thoughts forever. Try to do right, I'm on their ass and I won't fucking let them. Hit from the side, bitch, don't be lazy, lift your fucking leg up. To all my niggas going through a struggle, keep your fucking head up. Anything you going through, I'm a witness, it won't last forever. Just stay down and hold your side, don't change up like the weather. If he around me, then he got a ruler, but he ain't trying to measure. I got it in here, me some weed to get my thoughts together. Hard in the summer, but my heart cold, so I got a rock sweater. We came in this roll alone, so we ain't gon' leave out together. I know I'm blessed, I know my worth, so I can never settle. You can't show yourself for you, only time can tell you. Don't care, get one time to fuck up, and you can't go here. Whoa, dear, I got too many steps, but bring a pole here. No deal, I won't set my soul ain't high and go here. I won't school and stay loyal to my niggas and my face stick to the cold here. It's a new 40 on my side, the bitch a blow here. It's a different dope inside the blunt, we get the lose in. Smoking on some dope cause the country got a joke in. Treat the bitch like a receiver, put the bitch emotion. I'm drinking on some shit that change the mood, we call it potion. Can't even hide the 30 in the clip, baby, poking. And I walk them beam, we got some smoke, like get it going. White girl playing with her, no Lindsay Lohan. My little cousin slipped up and lost her baby, she was 16. Ain't doing shit for free, I want 200 for a 16. Glock with a dick, 30 clip with a red beam. She make it hard for me cause all that nigga sold a big dream. Don't lose on thug behind no shit you saying that you ain't me. All my niggas slide, you know what's up, bitch, you can't play me. I see the picture clear, my life a movie like it's HD. I'm on 50K screens and I ain't got no post on say G's. Light a little whip and when I up it better say G's. This life taught me some lessons for the school, I own a degree. I'm just trying to take care of my people, how you hate me. Rollin' got caught with that Lolita shit was crazy. Bitch, the trap baby shit don't do that.
Yo, what's good, y'all? I want to thank everybody for joining us for episode number 60 of the Get Hooked podcast. So, Chris, we done did 60 of these motherfuckers?
60. Just like how many years you done been on this earth, ain't it?
Wow. Okay. Shots fired.
It's like 60, like
no, I'm gonna give you that one for because I was coming at you earlier, so you know what? I ain't gonna even
you
say
came
that.
for me. You did, but it's okay.
You can have that one. It's all good. But anyway,
that's my last one today.
As always, this is your boy Hook
and his much younger sister Crystal.
Much younger, right?
Mucho younger.
All right. So today we're going to be discussing what makes dating so difficult in 2021. And we have some guests here, so who are really going to discuss how they feel about dating, what they will possibly change about dating, and maybe even sharing some experiences or horror stories. So, you know, whatever's clever, whatever you got. So, Chris, what say you?
So, listen, I can only live vicariously through people. But the horror stories are dating is hard. You know, you already got situations where you got a lot of savage people who are truly people who want to be loved on, who are 90s R&B people, but rejection and heartbreak and different things have just turned people cold. Internet opinions, family opinions, you got children. There are so many factors. It's not no more just you and me. It's not like Hallmark where you shake a snow globe and y'all open up a diner and live happily ever after. It's a lot of crap that goes into dating. Who gonna say something? Who gonna see you? Who don't agree? Who do agree? Who you like? Who your family like? Who your kids like? It's too who's postable? Who's not postable? What's private? What's secret? It's child. Listen, just read a book.
Man, it's a lot of damn layers. I tell you that much.
Hell yeah.
So, I'm gonna sit this one out because you know I'm officially out of the game. So I'm gonna lean on you guys' experiences and expertise.
I'm gonna sit beside you because I don't want anyone to make you sit by yourself. Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let our guests introduce yourself. So go ahead and take it away, Lisa. We're gonna go ahead and start with you.
All right, I'm Lisa Marie, and this is my third time on the podcast with Hook and Chris. And my dating experience has been interesting. I got divorced in 2019, so I've been dating since, and it has been one hell of a ride.
See what I told you?
I can't wait to hear.
Okay, so I guess I'll go next. So my name is Aaron. I am also a podcaster. I have a podcast called the Black is More podcast. And we stream episodes similar to what you all do every Wednesday. Talk about issues in the community. We do some fun stuff. We talk about dating a lot. So yeah, I'm hoping to be able to contribute something to the conversation. Definitely a topic that has a lot of avenues we could go down. So yeah, excited to be here.
Cool. Thank you. Unmute. First it was Chris, now Shahid, huh?
Yeah, I can't hear him.
You're gonna get off me.
Somebody woke up and chose violence this morning.
He sure did.
Yeah, Chris sure did. I'm telling you.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm gonna whip his ass like Georgia did.
Okay.
You have volume, but it's
What was that?
Okay, we can hear you. We can hear you low.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, but it's low.
Still no volume on my end.
Still low.
Nope. Now we can hear real good.
Okay.
but it's an echo.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, that'll work. No echo?
Nope.
Perfect. That'll work. All right. My name is Shahid Malik, actor, director, producer. Dating is interesting, especially in this climate. And I'm looking forward to getting into it.
All right, good stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing cracking, man, because I want to hear from the single folks in the house about their dating experiences. So I want to start with the basic.
Before you do that, hold a minute, Hook. Let me check this this damn Clemsonite down here. First of all, I was perfectly fine. It was my computer that did not want to work with me today. Listen. Ooh-wee. I hope your team has as good a defense as you do with these little side comments. Oh,
to answer your question, plain and simple, no, she wasn't on time. So
ain't nobody asked you, Otis.
But guys, so in general, how do you guys feel about dating right now? What are your thoughts on it?
It sucks.
Well, I have a metaphor that I like to, or an example. So do y'all probably saw the recent story about Steph Curry's dad getting divorced from, the mom, whatever. And there was that Twitter feed where the dude was like, hey bud, you don't want to be out here. Like, so to me, that was the perfect. And if you haven't seen that, just Google it real quick. It's hilarious. But I think that was the perfect, summation, if you will, of what dating is. So, just kind of like Shahid is alluding to, and everybody's kind of nodding their head in agreement. It's complicated now. Like it's different out here, as the dude said in the Twitter feed. So
Very.
Why is it so difficult? Why is it? Why are we here? Why is dating so ghetto? Why is it so difficult? Why is it like, don't do it, reconsider?
Right.
I think it's difficult because people are afraid to be soft. People are afraid to be submissive. And I struggle with this too. We have this hard outer shell that we put on to protect ourselves. And the other person has on their armor as well. And it's like, it's not the armor of God. It's, you know, I built this for me because I don't want to go through the same stuff, you know? And I think that this generation is very impressionable. So we kind of go along with whatever we see on social media or see on reality TV. And instead of us really being honest with ourselves and being honest with our potential partner, we put on a facade. And it's difficult because you don't get to that true person like you used to be able to maybe 10, 15 years ago when we were in high school and going into college. It was a little bit easier back then. And now you got to worry about side chicks, side pieces, wives. Are you into polygamy? Do you believe in God? What type of food do you eat? How many kids and baby mamas do you have? How many times have you been divorced?
How many more do you want?
How many more do you want? What's your credit score? Are you in debt? Are you about to be evicted and you just looking for someplace to move into? You got to think about a bunch of different things. It's crazy. And so Asha, transparency is unheard of. Yes, Asha, I agree with you 110%.
Well, I've also once heard that when you first meet someone, you get their representative, but then the real them comes out. So is it harder to get to the real person because we're so, and I know people always got jokes about filters and Snapchats and all that, but people are filtered in real life. Is it hard to get to the real person? I mean, social media has a massive influence. We all looking for that social media boo. We always want to be somebody's son, me and somebody's daughter, me and somebody. But life don't look like images and highlights off of social media. Sometimes he ain't got a haircut. Sometimes her wig is on the counter. Sometimes their makeup is not on. I mean, aside from the superficial stuff, the looks and the images, why is dating so ghetto? Especially, or I ain't gonna keep saying ghetto because that's what y'all keep calling it, but why is dating so hard and so difficult and complicated?
I mean, the only thing that no, go ahead, Shahid. My bad. Go ahead.
It's different levels because okay, one, a lot of times people they jump into dating and they don't really know why they're there. They don't know whether they're trying to get over their ex. They don't know whether they're actually just want something casual. They don't know if they actually want something long term. And it's always situational based on the person they're looking at. And I think a lot of that has levels to do with it. Because it's like you have guys, for instance, he's actually there for sex, but he don't have enough game to just say, hey, I just want sex. So he has to lie to him, for instance. Same thing with women. They will do the same thing. They'll get with a guy that's the cheater that she know is probably going to cheat on him, but she would use that as a way to get out of a potential relationship because, oh, well, you're cheating, you know, and when in reality, she actually just wanted sex. So that's just two different examples of how this will tie in.
Well, you said she said transparency. So one of the things now I will say from all of my friends that date, from any of us having conversations about dating now, dating then, dating in general, the biggest thing that I will see now that I didn't see when people were younger was you have to own the reason you're out there. Are you dating to get married? Are you dating to get to know people? Are you dating to have casual sex? Are you dating just so that you're by yourself? And no one wants to, especially women. Women don't own that conversation of I just want somebody to kick it with a couple of times and or get offended when a man says it. But in reality, some people don't want nothing serious. Sometimes their last situation was so deep they don't want it. Yeah. And so and then there comes the idea of I can change how you feel. Oh, you don't want serious? I bet if I show you everything I got, I can make you want to be serious. And then when it doesn't happen, you know, then you get this, well, they rejected me, they abandoned me. No, they told you the truth. So is active listening a skill that people are missing in dating now?
Oh, people ignore the red flags. I'm guilty.
Same, yeah. Yeah,
I'm guilty. I've ignored red flags all for the sake of, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. So maybe we can work this out.
Yeah,
I think there's this dynamic, right, to where we want what we can't have, so we may ignore that red flag because, we're really attracted to this person, or, we have really great conversations. But, and I think everybody deep down just wants to be loved. So we
I
want
agree.
to, maybe ignore that red flag in hopes that maybe it's not a red flag. Maybe it's a little maroon or something. We can, wash it and,
We can color over it.
yeah, we can put color over it, do all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So, but I think what Lisa and Shahid are alluding to is just like communication, because it's weird, right? Like you can't send this text at this time because it could send the wrong message. Like, so I feel like it's a little bit more difficult to just be direct. Like there's a game within the game, and that's
Aaron,
what I
stay right there
personally
with
think.
that one. That's a big one. So let me ask you about that.
Yeah,
Is anybody on this podcast under the age of 30?
No.
Your old ass is over the age of 40. Shut up. So now that we've discovered everybody's possibly in 80s, baby, here's what I got a question about. It with the dating. School me on this. We're grown, right? If I want to talk to you, why I can't talk to you? I'm not waiting 2 hours, 6 minutes. It's 8 o'clock. I don't want to seem like, listen, we over 30. Either we talking or we ain't.
Right.
Where do these rules come from?
I was just thinking that same thing. Who made these rules?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk to you for 6 minutes because get your old ass on that phone and say hello.
It's levels to that, because some of it is a lot of times people they don't want to be perceived as being too desperate, or okay, I have something else going on, and that creates a level of mystery that will tie into it. So it's like you have a whole bunch of people, and first of all, like let's say you are dealing with texting. When you're texting somebody, you can contact multiple people within a span of 3 minutes, versus if you're on a phone call for 3 minutes, you're only talking to one person. So that ties into it too. Second thing with texting, I think I read something. It was like 80% of communication is words and feeling. It was something like that. I can't remember the exact phrase, but when you're texting somebody, you lose all the emotion behind wherever was written. So it just becomes very blunt. So it's like you have a loss of emotional intelligence just from texting somebody.
So right now, dating is hard because we're not communicating anymore. We're texting, we're DMing, we're liking, we're sending emojis, but you're losing the tone and the effectiveness behind it. I love you comes out totally different when you're face to face versus text. I need your help. I can't go. I don't know why this happened. We're not talking no more. We have whole worlds in writing, and it's losing its effectiveness.
Right.
Yeah,
like
go ahead.
You have two computers talking. Talking. It's a person behind those computers, but it's not. You're not talking to somebody. It's two computers talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would say that's definitely a big part, but that's still only one part, because there is still a good amount of people who are getting past that communication barrier, and they're meeting, and it still ain't working out. So it's something else there, outside of just the communication. I don't know. It's just it's tough.
What's happening when y'all meet people and y'all actually go on dates? Like when you date, do you actually like leave the house and go date?
Yeah, I've been on a couple dates, and I told Shamika when she was trying to recruit me, like I was like, I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to contribute because my dating volume is pretty low. But I try to date, and stay somewhat active. So I'm just gonna speak from my experience, right? But the first date I went on when I got to San Antonio kind of made me not want to date again, because what you're talking about, Chris, happened. Like this, I'm looking at these pictures. I'm like, okay, she's a cute girl. I show up. These pictures were clearly from like 6 years ago. I'm like, who the hell? I was in my mind. I'm like, this is not right. This is not right. Because
did you have one of those Janet Jackson got out of the car looking like Freddie Jackson moments?
It was wild. And I knew it was her, but I was like, wow, you have changed. Like, because in my mind, I'm like, how are you going to sit down and we like get on the same page because you didn't even believe yourself right now. You didn't even put yourself out there. You know, like so it's little things like that. And that's just one example, but you know, like after that, I was like, shoot, I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna do me for a second, you know, and just work on myself, you know.
Wait a minute. So you saying you went on a date and she was so not herself, you was just like, yeah, I'm out. I'm just out. I'm gonna just step out.
At least for a little bit. I had to just, you know, verify the identity of
How rough
person.
damn.
Yeah.
So
it was wild. It was wild. So
let me ask you now while we're I guess piggybacking on that, do you think the people nowadays have like unrealistic expectations?
I will say that social media probably has inflated like what we feel like is really out there. You know, like beauty standards for women are just ridiculous, you know.
Don't nobody want to be built like no damn ant. We don't want to walk around here BBL'd all the time. We look at it, but every time we look at our pockets, we're not paying $10,000 to look like that.
Right. Well, I mean, and to quote J. Cole, he said it best, and I'm probably gonna misquote him, but he said the natural girl next door is still winning, you know. So don't let the IG models fool you because they, you know, the all natural chicks are still where it's at. So, but I think unrealistic expectations for men and women because, you know, you look at some of these things that like the superstar males are flaunting, like, you know, like we getting up in higher income brackets, but we ain't got it like that, bro. Like we're not just going to Miami every weekend, you know. Right. Like let's plan it out. We can go next month, you know. So,
what's the worst date y'all been on?
Okay, I'll go first. Let me just go.
She's ready for that one.
All right, so let me think. The worst date. Which one y'all want? Y'all want one from this year? Y'all want one from last year?
How many has it been? Give us the worst. Overall.
Okay. So the one that pops up in my mind now, it really wasn't that bad of a date, right? It wasn't that bad, but it was a little disheartening because it was our very first date, right? And I believe like you can't change people. I believe like I'm not in the business of changing people. You are who you are, especially after you get to like a certain age. You just are who you are. It's up to me whether or not I'm going to deal with you or not, right? And it's up to you whether or not you're going to deal with me. So I feel like common courtesy is something that you need to already have by a certain age. So I went out on a date with a guy who I've been talking to on the phone. I thought he was a great guy, you know, over the phone. And we go out on a date and I'm on the phone with him. He got there before me. I'm like, hey, I'm walking in. And he goes, all right, well, I'm already here. And I'm like, okay, great. And so, Crystal, you know what I'm talking about. So I walk up to this restaurant, and this particular restaurant had really heavy doors, right? So I pull the door and it won't open. So I pull it harder and I've got heels on and I'm like, I don't want to fall and bust my ass out here in front of people, right? And I pull the door open and the fool is standing on the other side of the door looking at me. And I was like, so I brush it off. I don't say nothing. I said, you know what? It's all good. Don't worry about it. So we sit down and this man had the audacity to say, that door heavy, ain't it? I said, yeah, it was. It was very heavy because I opened it. Yeah, it was heavy. You didn't open the door for me. I felt like that was inconsiderate. So in my mind, that was
the one about the guy who told you should pay for it.
Oh, girl, that one too. I had a guy tell me I needed to pay for my food, and they called me cheap when I didn't do it.
Oh,
like for real?
You said what?
Like for real? Like
yeah. Oh yeah. He was dead serious. Yeah, he wanted me to pay for my food. Yeah, and I told him, I said, don't worry about it. I said, I'll take care of it. Nah, I got it. You just being cheap.
So the guy that did not open the door for you, did you call him out on it? Did you say anything about it, or do you kind of just let it go?
No, I let it go, but we don't talk no more. But we don't talk no more due to other reasons. That was just the first one. You know, I made up in my mind that I was like, you know what? That's something I can let that go. I'll bring it up later if we continue to date. I like for my man to open the door for me. I don't feel like I should open the door.
Yep. So before you say it was a light-skinned person crap, yep, you was. Yep, and yep.
Wow.
Now, I got a question for one of the guys, both of the guys, all the guys. What's the worst date y'all been on? We know women have horror stories, and Mika, I want yours, but minus the fact that she got out of the car and she did not look like her picture.
Yeah, we already heard Aaron's. Well, one of them.
Yeah,
Aaron stopped dating. After that, he just needed a break.
It was bad. But to be honest, I don't
What
have
was your
any like
worst date?
horror stories, so I'm gonna have to like default to Shahid on this one. But
What's your worst date?
I think I usually foodie calls where
Oh Lord.
it's that date, Shahid.
I wasn't ready for that.
I didn't say T&A. I said date. Like y'all ate.
No,
Wrong
that's
words.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Foodie calls. Like, hey, you go out on a date with the intention of getting to know this woman, and she just basically there for you to feed her, and then she pieces out.
Right.
Wow.
So stop. Pause. Technical pause. So you took her on a date and you were like, I really want to get to know you. And she was like, give it to me. And then you gave it and you was like, all right. She's like, all right. And that's how life went.
No. What I'm saying is basically you take her out a date with the intention of getting to know her, right?
Right.
That's true when we go on dates, right? So on the other side, you run into a lot of women that I'm going to go out on a date with you, but she's only doing it so she can get the meal. And they were literally set up multiple dates throughout the week just so they can get meals at different restaurants.
She hungry? She can't feed herself?
Oh, well, that's not a booty call. That's a free lunch program.
No, he called it a foodie call.
Oh, I was about to say, wait a minute. So you got a foodie call. We don't call it. It's a free lunch program.
I thought you said booty. That's why I said that.
I thought you said booty too, and I was like, wait a minute, huh?
I thought you did too.
Free lunch program. She just calling you Meals on Wheels.
Shahid, I heard you. I knew where you were coming from, brother.
Well, you got old people ears. When your eyes go, your ears can't suck.
No. We all over 30 now. No, you just, you wouldn't hear what I was saying. That's all.
Nah, yeah, I was wondering what kind of you was going with that one.
Shahid, I think you're on to something right now. I think they just didn't want to hear it.
That's what it is.
I think that's what it was.
We don't mind him being DoorDash if that's what his date was. Shout out to DoorDash.
Well, and you know what though? One thing I want to, as I'm listening to this, is that makes this kind of hard to answer for a guy, is because I feel like the responsibility on providing a good date is kind of on us.
Exactly.
So, at least in the beginning, like, once things are established, but normally like it's the guy who kind of plans it out and stuff. So,
they do? They plan them?
We plan them over here.
Right.
We open doors too.
We open doors.
I have friends. We all have. Real talk. Women do have conversations where we're like, I don't like them, but I mean, I'm gonna go eat. And so it is something to hear that I don't want to feed you for no reason. Like, I'm not just out here just giving away food. I'm interested in you. If you knew you didn't like me before we came out, then don't go.
Right.
And that makes sense.
I don't go for free meals, so I don't know.
We don't want to be used. We are quick to say he only want to go because he want one thing. Well, you only want one thing if you're going to eat. Well, at least I've been through it.
Hey, Shamika, what about you?
Hold the door and pay for her own food. Bet she won't go out for no meal no more.
What about you, Shamika?
My worst date. I would have to say, can you hear me? Because I feel like I'm echoing, and I need to make sure it's just me.
You are a little bit.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay. So my worst date, I guess, would be when I was a lot younger. So it was like 10 years ago, and it was actually like a double date, and it was really bad. It was like a blind date kind of thing where my friends like showed them my picture, and I guess he expected to see me exactly the way that I was online, which I thought I looked exactly the same, but he basically called me ugly the whole night. So yeah, that was terrible.
Huh?
Was it Aaron?
Now, look,
Because he just said that he had a bad date because she looked like,
even look, even if that would have happened, I'm not an asshole. I wouldn't do it in the actual thing, and it was not me. No, it was not me.
You're like, yeah, let's go ahead and
No.
put that out there.
it's funny, but if you hear something, it wasn't my date. It was a triple date years ago. I mean, talking high school prom.
Oh, we're going back that far?
We-
I got another story to tell. Go ahead.
And this person, he still to this day apologizes to my friend because now that he done got his life in different places, he feels so bad that he had that conversation. But y'all, this is what happened. Still to this day, I will tell my grandkids this story. So we all out to eat. We're all having a good time. We're all laughing and giggling. So my best friend's date looks at her and he says, "Hey, you want some dessert?" She's like, "No." My date looks at me, "You want some dessert?" I'm like, "No." Y'all, that Negro turned to my homegirl and said, "You better not part your damn lips but no dessert." And we all were like, he was like, "Nope, you ain't had to say." And I mean, the way they just went at it over what he said to her, he told her, "Part your lips for no dessert." And we just sat there, looked dumbfounded. Like, to this day, it is, what was that, 2002? Y'all, that they date about to have a 20-year anniversary, and we still laugh at that. And we her, "You better not part your damn lips."
Why would you even ask that question if you're not going to ask all three? Like, you should just ask the date you're on, and that's it.
Well, he did. My date asked me. My friend's date asked her. When it came down to thinking that he was going to ask for his date, he looked his date in the face and said, "You better not part your damn lips."
Oh.
Wow.
But kind of to Aaron's point, though, honestly, it just seems like females have far more horror stories to tell than men do. And I think, Aaron, you made a good point saying that because it's primarily, I ain't gonna say it's our responsibility, but if the date goes good, fine. But if it goes bad, it's gonna be something that the guy did or did not do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think women have, and for lack of a better word, I don't think they have that pressure to make sure the date goes well. Because as a man, if I'm going on a date, okay, I want to make sure I like her, so I want to make sure she has a good time. I want to make sure she's taken care of. I'm gonna go above and beyond. Truth be told, and I could be wrong, but I think all a woman got to do that is show up and look good.
We can do that. That's not hard.
Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And
but apparently, according to Aaron, she can't even do that right.
But it doesn't take much though. But I mean, in terms of being courteous, open the car door, pull the door open. Just
some guys
being,
don't do that though. That's not a thing across the board.
I find it hard to believe. Yeah. And I'm only speaking for my circle. I know that my circle does those things. So when I hear that men don't do that, I'm kind of dumbfounded.
In California, they don't make a practice of doing that. So people don't just open your doors.
I think
I got homeboys that open doors. I was shocked when she gave me that conversation because I got friends that'll be like, "Chris, don't open it." We ain't even dating. We just, I'm walking with guys and they're funny about it. But it just seems like also, and maybe I'm wrong, do people go on dates anymore? When we were younger, I thought the idea of a date was you get dressed up. Did I come pick you up? Y'all are dressed decent and y'all go out and have a good time out. Do people get dressed up and go out no more? Or is it just like he said? I thought you said booty call, but it really said booty call.
Right.
So, is that all you're having?
I go on dates.
It's a lot of that now is people when they're in talking stages. People want to call it, "Oh, I'm dating somebody." We're in a talking stage, and it's weird because it's like you're putting new titles and names on something that's already set. Like if you're going to go on a date, it's a calendar date. They're just doing too much.
I agree. I can agree. I agree
I go on dates. I don't do talking stages. I don't know what that is.
But I think in terms of what a date actually is, because I know Chris mentioned, getting dressed up and doing whatever. But a date can be a walk in the park. It can be going to get ice cream. It can be any number of things in terms of it all depends on, and I think people focus too much on, like the amount of money that you spend or whatever the case is. But the fact is you can go and spend, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But if you didn't get to know that person, if you didn't have a good time, it's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
But I think
women
that's
are
a
really
guy
not
thing,
interested in the
though.
amount of money that you spend on a date, to be honest with you. Like, it's the not all, some are, don't get me wrong, but most are the thought that counts. What thought did you put behind it? There's no effort in a 2 for $20 at Applebee's. I don't give a damn how hard you thought about it.
But
There's
see, the thing is, it's a guy thing, but I think not all women. So let me preface that some women do perpetuate, the dollar. In terms of the amount of money spent or whatever the case is, they do perpetuate that. So men naturally sometimes think they got to go out and spend X amount of dollars. But luckily for me, I'm cheap, so you ain't got to worry about me doing that. So I'm gonna do what's within my budget, or I'm just not going.
I
But
get
I
you.
also think
He made a comment about dating that was similar to, or one of either him or Aaron made it. It's the talking stage. People don't court anymore. Courting had a lot that went behind it. Courting was flowers. Everybody's so big on trying to looking like a fool. They don't court anymore. The courting stages have ended. Now it's been replaced, like you said, by texting and talking, free lunch programs. There's no courting anymore. There's no more of I'm going to send her this because I want to impress her. And I'm not gonna just get on the men about that, because on the pause, free game, y'all heifers is ungrateful as hell. If somebody does do something, we lose we appreciate it. We ungrateful. We a different beast of people.
You laugh like
Josh, you gonna stop coming for me before you be another one of my bad date stories.
I'm telling you, he's definitely gonna make you get to know yourself. I'm just kidding.
So
we're not grateful, or we act ungrateful, and on the same token, the effort isn't there anymore because the internet has made it so accessible. Why I got to give Lisa flowers and hold the door when this one over here let me come through with a pack of gum in 2 minutes? Like, I ain't got to do all that to get it no more. It's too many. Ass too easy. Attention is too accessible for people to have to put forth effort. Times have definitely changed.
But like Josh said, and I think that's the perfect segue, because that's something I was about to ask anyway. But Josh pretty much summed it up. For a lot of women, courting is not needed. So when you talk about that, you talk about like either casual sex or hookup culture. So a lot of women don't even require going out. You hit somebody in the DM. If they think you're even remotely attractive, if they're interested, you really ain't got to spend a dime on them. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
this era, we're in the city girls era. Everybody's, give a fuck about a nigga attitude. So they don't even really heifer hoes. They have no standards. They're like, courting, what is that? I just want some, I'm not gonna say it, but that's all they want. They're thirsty. They just want attention. They want to be on their phone all day. They want to have, conversations all day. They don't really want anything of substance, which makes it hard for a woman who does want something of substance, because then he's looking like, I didn't have to do all that for her down the street. Why do I have to do that over here with you? And I mean, I don't know why guys do some of the things that they do, but I feel like if, like Crystal, you and I were having this conversation, you and I were having this conversation. You were like, women are not going to band together and be like, yeah, we're going to hold men to a higher standard, because you have women who are lonely. You have women who are desperate. You have women who are willing to settle for certain things. You got women who are just willing to settle for the bare minimum. And they don't.
Good point too. When he spoke about that, he said the texting part, the lack of the tone is missing. So what's happening is you got two computers talking, but behind those computers are human emotion. Hope ain't nobody missed it, because I'm gonna spoil it for you. Clickbait. You got people pretending online, but behind those pretending people, those are real emotions. So when we are really talking all day and we're really talking about our day and we are really expressing emotions, I am really beginning to like you. We're missing that you're not sending flowers. We're not courting. We're not going on dates. You're not a free lunch program. We're missing that human interaction, because the same feelings are coming from these words through the phone that you can't confirm the tone in the conversation of what you're getting. Next thing you know, by the time you coming together, you banging, but you missed it. You missed the courting part. You missed the human interaction face to face. You don't see it.
Yeah, you don't see it anymore.
I think a lot of that too. even like a phrase like "What's up," you can say "What's up" 5 different ways. It can be taken 5 different ways. That's just one example. But I think a lot of that too, you have folks like, for instance, a lot of times, since it is a hookup culture, a lot of times women would try to compete with the thoughts for the dudes that want the thoughts when they should be competing for the guys that want to actually start something substantial with them. And that kind of goes both ways. That's what kills the courting, because if you're going after a guy that won't court, he's not going to want it. He's not going to do it. But if you're not going and picking a guy that will court you, then you're not going to get it. Because it's guys out here that will court. But if you're not picking those guys, you're not going to get the outcome that you want.
Now that makes sense. And I've seen that. I have seen guys who are guy friends I know who are willing to court and willing to date. And then there might be the other homeboy you got, the one that's the good looking with the this car, with the this house, with the this kind of money, with the he is just that, like, you know, women got Instagram models. Well, some of y'all men are Instagram models as well. And then women are going for that Instagram model, but it's 300 of y'all coming for him. He ain't trying to court because he ain't got to. He don't want to. Yeah. But that one that wants to court, they're like, no, he's too desperate. He's too nice. He's too, ooh, he's coming for me. So then the nice guys get, oh, I don't even admit it, but y'all catch it. They get spit on.
Social media will have you thinking, you know, that everybody's living that lifestyle when in actuality they aren't. You know, because a lot of people. Social media has made a lot of people superficial. Like they're looking for someone who looks a certain way. A woman has to have, you know, she got to be a certain skin color, or have a certain, you know, figure, or whatever the case is. A guy got to be 6'3". You know, he can't, a 6 foot or taller. He can't be 5'11" because that's too short. So it's like it's crazy because, you know, social media has you thinking that
I like them 5'11".
Like these are the requirements. You don't like them 5'11"?
I love them.
Not to be rude, but no, I've had enough that were under 6 feet. Now I'm over it. But I was gonna say that I think that the hookup culture has kind of ruined the whole courting aspect of everything, even for men. Like, a guy will ask you on a date and you'll be like, oh, we're going on a date. And he'll go, no, we're hanging out. But this sounds like a date. This is set up like a date. And it's like they don't even want to admit that it's a date, because they're like, if I don't like you, or if this doesn't go anywhere, like, I don't want this to be categorized as me dating you. Like, that's an issue.
I mean, just because you go on a date with somebody doesn't mean you're dating them. You know,
Agreed.
like
it doesn't mean you're
yeah.
It doesn't mean.
So how many dates does it count as dating? How many dates does it take to count as we're dating? You know,
I think by date number 3, we dating.
Yeah, I was about to say 3.
Yeah, I was thinking 3 as well.
We're dating. You know, you have already decided in your mind that you like me. I've decided that I like you. We've gone out. You know, first date went well. You got a second date. Second date went good. All right. So I want to see you again. I want to start seeing you. We dating at that point. Now, then I think the conversation has to come in. Are we dating exclusively? Am I the only one that you're dating? And you know, am I the only person that you're going to be dating? Because I think that's a topic too of discussion where you have people. Crystal went and got something. You have people who they want to date exclusively. Like me, for example, I'm dating, but I'm not dating anybody exclusively right now. But I'm dating. You know what I'm saying? So and I think that it's important to have that transparency to know, are we exclusive? Because if we're not, you're free to do whatever. I'm free to do whatever. And then once we come together and we decide, hey, listen, this is going well. I like you. I want to grow with you. Then I think that conversation needs to be had to find out if you're going to be in a relationship.
I think that's true, but I think it's also deeper than just going on the, I guess, quote unquote 3 dates. It's also what happens in between those dates. Like you go
conversation has to be consistent.
Yeah, are you texting, you know, damn near every day? Are you communicating? Are you sending little memes and pictures and tagging in Instagram posts, just laughing or whatever the case is. So to me, all that constitutes dating, especially if you hit that third date.
Yeah.
And real quick, I just want to hop
Dating.
in. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Elaborate on this exclusive date. I'm about to hit the bottle on this one. I'm 36, and I got my child's a teenager. So this exclusive date, like going together, like y'all together, like check yes or no, you mine.
Like that's my man. That's my man. Don't get
so that's
up.
exclusive dating.
That's exclusive dating.
So dating is that the talking thing that you were talking about? Let's get these synonyms and acronyms correct. So if we dating, that means we talking, right?
That means you're going out on dates with these people.
Uh-huh.
You're going out on dates.
Exclusively dating.
When you're exclusively dating, that's your man. That's your man. That's the only one you dating. That's the only one you humping. That's the only one you loving. That's it.
See, it's all a mess because even with
that's
that,
a lot of shit. Because when we do that
honest dating, like all because you dating don't mean you're having sex with each other, but at the same time, you're not getting to know somebody if you're going on dates with multiple people.
Hold on now. I fish them out that way. I weed them out real quick. I'd be like, okay, no, you didn't hold the door. You out. You didn't answer the phone 3 times. You out.
Here's the thing with that. If the treasure is 12 feet deep and you're dating 3 guys only going 3 feet, you're not going to get to what you want. Because the thing is, a dude that's intensely dating, if he sees a woman dating multiple dudes, he's already going to see that she's not taking me serious, and he will automatically X her out. And they could have been each other's soulmate, but because she was dating like how a dude is trying to get ass, how he's trying to have sex. If you dating like a Negro, a player, you're not gonna get the guy that you want to get, because I think a lot of that is happening. You have the players and you have the good dudes, but women are starting to date like players. You're not gonna get the good dude or the legit dude dating like another dude.
Y'all
okay, well, let me say
like we're trying to find a damn slope, like MX plus B equals Y. Listen, all that's getting confusing to me. We got a date, but we talk about exclusively dating. But if he get a bunch of girls and he dating me, I gotta compete with them to show I'm the top. But if I get a bunch of dudes and I'm dating a bunch of people, then he gonna be like, well, she ain't serious about me, so I'm out. So you gotta move, but you gotta win, but you gotta go, but you gotta stop. This is a lot.
It's not the same dude.
I had a conversation. Go ahead.
If you have a bunch of dudes, if all they're trying to do is have sex, right? They're gonna go out with multiple women to find out the one that'll give him what he wants. But if a woman that's legit is looking for a guy, if she's dating like him, she's not gonna find the legit dude. Because the legit dude is actually
multiple women. He's not looking for that one woman, but when he dates one woman, he want that one woman.
No, what I'm saying is 2 different types of dudes. The players are dating multiple women, but the dude that's legitly trying to find the one, he's not doing that, because you can't find somebody just going in the surface to find something deep. You can't find something deep just scraping on the surface.
I disagree.
If a man is really dating someone that he's really interested in and he's serious about her, then she's gonna be it, because he can't fully focus on her and fuck around.
A dude that's seriously about sex, a dude that's with the intention of actually dating to find somebody, he's not gonna be dating multiple people, multiple women. Because you can't find something just scraping the surface. Asking 5 women what color is their favorite color, you're not going to find anything. That's 5 different.
It sounds like a lot of stuff to do. I don't like working more than one job at a time. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's too much thinking.
Right. So if you're dating like a dude that's trying to get some pussy, then you're not going to find the one that's actually trying to get with you to actually build something with you.
I'll tell you what I learned from this entire conversation. I don't want to date. I'll rub this ball when I need to jump out of it, right? That sounds like a lot. Like I got to figure out your emotions, but my emotions, but who got to do it? He got to pay a plan today, but I got to be thankful. And he better not look like he don't look in them damn pictures. I'm going to be mad as hell with him. And then I got to turn around and make sure that I'm the only one he dating. And there's a whole figuring out. But when do you get to have a good time? Like, when does the fun stuff come in?
It does.
I think
the fun stuff happens in the dating phases. Like,
Damn dream killer.
you have fun on the dates. You have fun, and I tell y'all what, opening heavy ass doors to restaurants. That ain't fun.
She is really passionate about this door.
Yes, that's just
We're still talking about it.
it's just a common courtesy.
We are still talking about this door.
Now imagine opening the doors for 6 women. You know, he just got his workout in.
But you know what?
He was tired.
He was tired of doors.
He opened that same door 5 more times.
Okay.
Hey, go ahead, Aaron.
Well, I was gonna say I think this is good though, because I honestly agree with Shahid, and I don't think he's saying that, you know, there's one right or wrong way to the approach, but I tend to see that too. Like the male who is looking to find, you know, Mrs. Right, you know, they're not hopping around. So, but see this again, right? Like we're talking about communication, right? I think Shahid is telling you like, hey, this is what dudes are doing. So whether that's something you know, I don't think he's saying you have to mimic that. But if you meet a guy and he's saying like, oh, I'm dating multiple women, maybe he's not looking for. I know I wouldn't be doing that if I was trying to find somebody who I'm trying to build something with lasting. Like I'm not really giving my attention to multiple women because, you know, at this age we got businesses, we got podcasts, we got work. I don't have the energy or time. Okay, I can give it to one person.
To open 6
And so who
doors.
deserves that, right? So I think that's what Shahid is kind of alluding
He makes
to.
sense though, because he's right. And
that does make sense.
Until he said that man didn't want to open 6 doors by the time he took you out.
The door's heavy. Look, we already established the door's heavy. We almost fell in them heels, right? Lisa said she almost fell in them
She
heels.
almost fell in them heels. She had to pull a heavy door, but it
I didn't
does
want to
make
do
sense.
that.
For women, we
That's
don't.
why
If I'm raising kids and I'm working and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, I do not have time to respond to 6 good morning beautifuls.
Right.
Nigga, I'm done. I get it. All of y'all
Right.
not gonna get my attention. I want to meet all your mamas. I don't want to know all your kids. I don't have time to juggle y'all. And third of all, gifting you all is not in my budget. So you're right about that. Now, if I want to run who I want to, when I want to, because I'm not trying to build nothing with anybody. And that's a man and a woman trait. Just like Aaron said, if a man takes 6 women out, then he's not serious. But you know what all 6 of them are thinking? I bet if I'm the best date, he's gonna pick me. And then the we trying to get chose comes in. And then you're like, well, I don't know why he has 17. Possible. He was talking like spades. Why are you still dealing with him? We set our up for situations where people tell us the truth at the beginning. I don't think that man told you he was tired of opening 6 doors, though, Lisa.
Nah,
You know what? He did say that he opened the door for somebody to walk out the restaurant and hurt his arm.
I hate you because I'm gonna finish the rest of this
He said
bottle.
that for real?
He said what?
He said that for real? I hope
Yes,
not.
he did. Yes,
Oh,
yes, he did.
Hey, there you go.
Wow.
Your point was proven. Mythbusters.
But I will say this though. So I weed out guys very quickly. Now, the guy that I'm dating now, he doesn't let me open up any doors. He opens them all. So everything's going pretty good with that
So
one.
the guy
Shouts
that
out to
you're
the
dating now,
It's exclusive.
Yes.
exclusive.
Yes, we're dating, and I'm not dating anyone else. I'm dating him, you know,
Okay.
and you know we've been on multiple dates. So
And I bet she fixed that shit because earlier she was saying when she dated multiple. It's just you.
no, it's just him now. It's just him now.
Y'all exclusive.
Now, when I met him, I was dating other people, and then when I met him, he was dating me with such intention. He was so intentional with everything. I was like, y'all
There you
got.
go.
I don't even want to talk to y'all no more.
And see, the only way he can do that is by he probably wasn't dating. I'm assuming he wasn't dating around because you can't be intentional. To me, you can't be intentional, genuinely by investing all your energy in multiple sources. Because you just the time and money that it takes to do that, I don't feel like we have, man. Like unless you're just like a billionaire who just let the companies run themselves and you got all day to just
Right.
This nigga sounds like a simp.
No,
Who sound like a simp?
Who, D Brown?
I tell y'all, I told y'all back in February, I love a simp.
Well, I love my simp. My simp is a sweetheart.
No, but to Aaron's point though, like, and I know, and I can only speak for me personally. When I was younger, like, if I'm seriously dating somebody, I'm not seriously dating 2 or 3 people. Like, if I'm just going out and hanging out, I'm not seriously dating anybody. But there's that one person who I enjoy her company. If we hanging out and we done been on multiple dates, I'm probably just hanging out with her. I'm like, I don't have the amount of time to dedicate to doing what I'm doing for her with 2 to 3 other women. I just can't do it.
Shouts out to the fiance. Hey, Reese.
It's like
he hung up his card. That's payback. Let me tell y'all why I said that. Really? Let me tell y'all what Hook did. So Hook will F up your dating game, right? Because I'm not a player. I just like a lot. So Hook had the audacity on my birthday to post on his damn social media, happy birthday to my hostess with the mostest. Spend all of his or their money. You bastard. First of all, who is there?
Who is them?
Who is them?
I ain't know.
I
ain't know, boo. He ain't know. He ain't know.
I ain't know, boo. Nah, but this has been a good conversation. But before we no, go ahead, She, go ahead.
I want to throw this out too. I can take one woman to like Fogo or a fancy steakhouse. I can do that, or I can take 4 out to Applebee's.
Right.
I said 2 for 20.
2 for 20.
First of all, if I'm taking a woman to Applebee's, I don't love her because Applebee's.
I told you.
It's terrible.
You probably don't even like her.
You don't even like her if you take her to Applebee's. That food is
that shit, boy.
It's frozen, thawed out, reheated food. You don't take it there. You only take it there if you want to break up with her. First of all, I had an ex. She took me to Applebee's. It didn't work out. Coincidence? I think not. You only take them there if you don't love them. First of all. Second of all, if you're dating multiple people, that's a lot of time and effort that you got to put into these people, and that's time you should be putting into your business or into your purpose instead of putting it on multiple people. You're distracted when you're doing that.
So let me ask this for women, because women want to know. If he's investing a lot of time and effort into you, it's only you?
You're at least number one.
That's a yes or no question.
You're at least number one.
Well, how many? Number one of how many?
I'm just saying, in general, you're at least at the top of whatever. You may be the only one, or you may not be, but whatever it is, there's something about you.
Do you understand the universal man language that when I asked that question, could none of y'all answer it? I
didn't hear the question.
I'm about to text my simp real quick and ask him.
Don't call that boy no simp.
If he's investing a lot of time and energy into you, are you the only one?
Yes.
So I think the potential for that is a really strong yes, but you have to look at how else he's moving. Like, does he have business and stuff about himself to where you can realistically say, like, when he's not with me, he's probably just doing this other stuff. But if he just like teleworking, we don't know. He could have multiple people there. He might have somebody over there while he at work, from home or something. We don't know.
Nothing is absolute, but it's a high possibility that you're probably the only one.
Because I don't know. I think men in our age bracket, we're very intentional about our energy right now. Like, we can't give it to everybody and everything. So I say the likelihood.
Your whole ass can't run like you used to, huh?
It's more
Well,
It's
so.
not that we
we're
can't.
just
It's
running
not that
towards
we
different
can't.
things right
It's
now.
that we don't want to.
Right. We're running towards.
Calm down,
You know.
grandpas. I get it.
It's like if you're dealing with one woman, it's hard enough dealing with one. You dealing with 4 or 5. He's only doing that just to smash. That's why you putting that representative involved. You know, he's a player. I'm gonna go
Right.
spend bottles and shit,
He's
and
increasing his eyes.
spend bottles to get what he wants. He just throwing darts at a wall to see which one sticks into the wall. You know, so it's
I
like
did say that before. All jokes aside, even though I tease y'all because y'all are old, right? Because it's funny. It is
Like
true.
she ain't 30 plus.
Shut your old ass up. It is true that the reality is when you get to a certain age, you are intentional about your moves and your actions because you have a lot more that is at risk. I've always, even when I had my children, I said there were things I wouldn't do anymore after becoming a mother because the risk factor became higher. As relationships and situations get older, I don't have the time to run and play and to get caught in situations. And the deal, I'm intentional. If I'm with you, I want you, and that's it. When I don't want you no more, I'm not with you, and that's the end. Because life is too short to keep playing footsie with situations. Either you in or you out. And that's what I'm hearing from everybody right now. The reason why dating is so ghetto or dating is so complicated is because people don't own their shit. What do you want and what do you want to do? And be with people that you want to do that with. Equally yoked is real. If I want to date and I want to date with the intentions on getting married, then I need to date people who have those same intentions. If I know that I'm one of 6, then I know you're playing. It's not my job to change you. I don't have that time in life. But on that same token, if you with me and you know you one of 6, you ain't got that time to convince me to make you my one and only. We need to learn to communicate, not just texting. I don't take a nigga serious if all we do is text. Because you're just a damn pen pal to me. I might as well write somebody in jail and make their day. You gonna call me, I need to hear your voice and we need to talk. We need to hang out. We need to sit down. We need to get to know each other. I don't want your representative. Take your shoes off and get comfortable with me and let's talk. Because I need to know who you are when life gets hard, when life gets sad, when life is good and bad. Because if I can't deal with you in this first couple of months, I don't want to do it. I always say people treat people how they want to be treated. So we out here giving love and hoping we can get it back, but you're not going to get it back from someone who clearly told you that's not what they wanted. So I don't think, I agree with you all. It's hard because nobody is being honest with themselves, is what it sounds like. And I don't feel like doing math no more. That MXB plus thing equal Y that y'all got to do with dating. I'd rather just read the damn book. That's all right. I grabbed a bottle of wine. I didn't want the glass. It was too much thinking.
That's why a lot of people don't want to date, and we're just gonna sit at the house and watch Netflix
and have foodie calls, right? That I thought was a word.
Foodie calls.
No, what you're speaking of, that's a different type of foodie call. That's a different type.
All right, and before we peel out, man, because this has been a very interesting conversation. I want to get some final takes from you guys. So, what are some takeaways you want to leave with the viewers? And as always, women first. So, Lisa, we're gonna go ahead and start with you, cuz.
Yeah.
Communication is key. Be honest, trust each other, be transparent, and you should be all right. But we'll see.
She said, "We'll see." All right, Aaron, what you got?
Yeah, I think a great conversation, by the way. But I think one thing I'm taking away is that this was a good platform for us both to listen to the opposite side to see maybe where we're missing the mark. Because I think we kind of get the blinders on, and we'll talk to other males like, "Hey, what do I need to do to improve my dating?" Right. But we need to talk to the females. They're the ones who we're trying to pursue, right? So I think kind of along Lisa's point, just communicating and making sure that you're making those adjustments to put the best version of yourself out there. So,
all right, good stuff. Shahid, bring us on.
Woo. Communication is big, and I think ultimately everyone really needs to figure out what they really want and just to stop wasting each other's time. This is a lot of time being wasted, like on a deep level, whether you dating multiple people or not. you're wasting time that you could be spending on your purpose or spending on your job or spending on your LLC. You know, you got all that stimulus money. You need to do something with it productive instead of just spending on sections and overpriced bottles and stuff. It's like you need to put in something because at the end of the day, life is short. You don't know when you're gonna get up out of here, you know. So you gotta do what you gotta do and spend that time in the moment and build on what you need to build on.
All right, good stuff. All right, Chris.
So let me tell you something. Time is like money to me. Every second is $1. And if there's 365 days in a year and 24 hours in each day and 60 minutes in each hour, and then you break that down into 60 seconds per each minute, y'all are wasting a lot of expensive ass time bull crapping with people that you do or do not want. Know what you want, say what you want. And if the person isn't matching it, don't hope that you can change them into it. Date with the purpose. If your purpose is to kick it with somebody, find someone who's in a kick it mood. If your purpose is to be with someone, find someone to be with mood. One of the things that we have to stop in this generation is public opinions. Know what you have to want, because at the end of the day, you have to lay with it, live with it, and love it. If that's not what you want, then don't do it. If that's what you want, then you need to do it. But do not let other people write your love story for you, because every love story is different, like a snowflake and a fingerprint. Own your shit. Live your truth, enjoy your joy, and be your happy, because you only got one life to live, and don't nobody else have to answer for it but you.
Amen. All right. Again, this was a great conversation, and I really like you guys were saying. I appreciate because like you were saying, Aaron. I believe like when we seek advice, we normally get it from the same gender. So I think it is good to hear from each, the women hear from the men hear from the women, so we can kind of get an inside track on exactly what they're thinking. So next week, it's kind of piggybacking on the same topic, but not really.
You want to talk about this again? This is exhausting. This right here felt like calculus.
No, it's a bit different though. So it's the question. I mean, the next week's topic is going to be: is being thirsty really such a bad thing?
No, it's not. Listen,
not if you're thirsting after the right tall glass of water.
It thirsts after me. Now I feel like Jadakiss. How would I be? Why would I be thirsty when water is free? However, I do think you should thirst after what you want that wants you. If I want you and you want me, I'm gonna tell you right now on the realest conversation I can, I'm gonna be the thirstiest bitch you come across, because I'm coming for you, because I want you and you want me. Now, if I'm coming at you and you giving me I ain't her vibes, I'm good, because there's other water out there.
Hey.
But I believe you should do it. Like you need to be the thirstiest nigga Reach ever met. That's your fiance. Nobody should ever out thirst you for your fiance.
I'm dehydrated. I'm dehydrated. I'm telling you. That's how thirsty I was.
Because what happens is when you're all and the other person when y'all match energies and that foundation is solid, I don't care what storms come through, that shit's unshakable. That's why many of us want old houses or stuff that's been built strong, because it lasts through the different tests of times. Relationships should be the same way. So should you thirst after somebody who don't want you? No, my darling, that's called stalking, and it'll catch you a case. But if they want you and you want them, you're damn right. I promise you, you won't thirst me for a nigga that I want that want me. Bet that. Try it.
So make sure y'all tune in next week, because it's gonna be good. So. But again, Chris, thank you. Chris, thank you as always. Lisa, I always enjoy your commentary. You always bring a different dynamic that I didn't think about. So I appreciate it.
I bet all y'all want to hold the door now, don't you?
Please do it. Just a common courtesy. That's all. Just a common courtesy.
We've been holding the doors, man.
I mean, it can take you so long.
Lisa in the cold jam.
That's what the gym, open the doors.
And Aaron,
nobody wants a booty call and look like you supposed to. That's right, Aaron, right? I said it right?
Yeah, right.
You'll make a man not want to date.
Don't show up somebody else.
And Aaron, Shahid, I appreciate you guys. I enjoyed the commentary as well. So again, for the viewers, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, make sure you react, and join us again at 7:30 next week. We'll see you.
Y'all owe me a bottle of wine after this shit. Woo, child.